Learn how to write formulas or write the names for acids. So as we're doing this reactions unit, you're going to come across word problems that list things as being hydrochloric acid or something like that. And you need to know what that means and how to represent it as a formula. So when you're naming acids, there's two main categories. There's binary acids and there's ternary acids. And the difference between the two is that a binary acid has only one other element with hydrogen. So for example, hydrochloric acid, you see H with one other element. All acids will have an H, and they're always going to start with the H in front. That's how you know something's an acid, if it starts with an H in the front. So one other element, it's binary. And the format you would use to write the name for that would be hydro, then whatever the element is, change the ending to ic, acid. So hydrochloric acid. All right? So if you had another element, so you had like HF, that would be hydrofluoric acid. So if it's binary, you include the term hydro in the front, and that also lets you know when you're going the other direction, if you see the word hydro in front, you can assume that it's binary. Otherwise, that means you have more than one other element, so you have like a polyatomic ion with the hydrogen, then you would have a ternary acid. So there's two main categories for that. It's like a little subdivision here. If the polyatomic ion that's with the hydrogen ends in 8, you're going to call it an ic acid. So for example, HNO3, which you probably know is nitric acid, NO3 is nitrate. So since it ends in ATE, the polyatomic ion does, you change the ending to ic. So you say nitric acid. Notice there's no hydro in front. That's only for the binary again. So if it's ternary, meaning it contains a polyatomic ion, no hydro in front. The other possibility is that the polyatomic ion ends in ite. So if it ends in ite, it's going to be an us acid. So if we had HNO2, where the polyatomic ion is nitrite, we would call that nitrous acid. So again, first question you have to ask yourself is if it's hydrogen with just one other element, or if it's with a polyatomic ion. If it's one other element, it's binary, you use hydroblankic acid. If it's ternary or has a polyatomic ion, you have to look and see whether the ion ends in ate to make it an ic acid, or ite to make it an us acid.